Hi, I'm Dr. Jen Harrison from drjenniferharrison.com and welcome to your Best Self Minute. So I have a question for you. What are you waiting for? We've been asked this question many times in our life. It probably started with our parents checking in on us after they asked us to clean our room. Well, what are you waiting for? The room's not going to clean itself. And we've probably asked this question of other people too, saying like, well, what are you waiting for? Like, let's get going. But I want to pose this question to you in a more reflective way. What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for happiness? Have you ever noticed how often we say, I'll be happy when? I'll be happy when I lose 10 pounds. I'll be happy when I gain the weight back that I lost during chemo. I'll be happy when I find my soulmate. I'll be happy when I get out of this toxic relationship. I'll be happy when I get the promotion. I'll be happy when my business finally makes 6 figures. I'll be happy when I get pregnant. I'll be happy when the kids have grown up and moved away from home. I'll be happy when this global pandemic is over. Somewhere along the way, we've been taught that our level of happiness, fulfillment, success, and even our health hinges on an external person, place, thing, or event. We're somehow not allowed to experience health, happiness, prosperity, or fulfillment until specific external criteria are met at some future date. Dr. Dawson Church is a researcher and leading expert in mind, body, and energy medicine and energy psychology. In his most recent book called Blissbrain, he explains how humans are capable of producing many different hormones and neurotransmitters that create a heightened feeling of love, connectedness, well-being, compassion, and bliss, not only in individuals, but also in pairs and in groups. For example, a couple who are in love and gazing fondly at one another produce high amounts of the hormone oxytocin, which is also known as the cuddle or feel-good or bonding hormone. Oxytocin is also responsible for maternal feelings. However, it's also been shown to facilitate generosity and trust within a group. So whether that be a team or a Facebook group, research shows that activities that produce a tribal sense of belonging causes production of oxytocin. And for all you animal lovers out there, one study actually demonstrated that when a person and their dog interact looking into each other's eyes, that oxytocin was released in both species, both the human and the dog. Humans can also produce a hormone, a brain chemical, I should say, called anandamide, which is known as the Bliss molecule. The word ananda is actually Sanskrit for bliss or divine joy. And anandamide can create a high, the same way marijuana does, actually. It's just that it doesn't last quite as long, and of course, doesn't have the toxic side effects either. So how do we generate anandamide in our brain? Well, exercising actually is one way, and meditation is another. And also the production of oxytocin in turn triggers a spike in the production of this bliss molecule. There's also an area of science called neurotheology, which is the study of what happens to our brain during religious or spiritual experiences. And studies have been done looking at what happens to the brains of Tibetan monks and Franciscan nuns during spiritual practices such as deep states of meditation and prayer. And researchers noted that during transcendent spiritual experiences, the part of our brain that normally gets activated when we're stressed out, it calms down. It's like turning down a dimmer switch on a light. They also noted that the parts of our brain associated with happiness, kindness, and compassion light up. The connection between the right and left hemispheres of the brain, as well as the center of the brain that handles emotional self-control, also get highly activated and light up. Okay, so what does this mean? Does this mean that we all need to run off with our pets and join a convent or a monastery if we want to be happy? Well, no. I mean, not unless you feel called to do that. No, but what it does show is that as human beings, we are capable of being much happier than we generally are. And the key is in our daily spiritual and self-care practices, or lack of them. There's a quote that's often attributed to Abraham Lincoln that says, "Most folks are about as happy as they make up their minds to be." This is very true. I've been thinking a lot about what things are going to look like in the coming months. As I record this video, COVID is still running rampant. There's new, even more virulent strains popping up. There's political craziness and global financial uncertainty. There are also a lot of things to be sad about, to grieve, to be fearful of, and to be worried or anxious about. And there's lots of things going on, in our families, in our communities, and in the world to be angry about. And it's okay to let ourselves experience those emotions. The key is how they get processed and whether we choose to stay stuck in them or choose to find a way to not skip over them, but to move through them. Uh, there's there's a concept that's referred to as an emotional bypass. Sometimes it's referred to as a spiritual bypass. And basically what this means is that instead of dealing with the unpleasant emotion and what's caused it, we skip over it and go to a different, often more pleasant emotion. For example, many people on the personal and spiritual development path have been led to believe that emotions such as anger, frustration, agitation are negative emotions. So we're taught to get rid of that emotion as quickly as possible, often by switching our focus to a more positive emotion, such as gratitude or appreciation. Now, don't get me wrong, gratitude is definitely a powerful emotion, and research has shown numerous body-mind health benefits. However, if you're angry because, maybe a family member keeps belittling you or because a client is trying to cheat you out of paying the fee that was previously agreed upon, bypassing the anger and going to gratitude will not, in the short term or the long term, be beneficial for you. When we don't deal with our emotions in an effective way, when we don't process them, they will continue to pop up and they'll also get stored in the body and will keep bothering us until we do address them. As I've talked about many times in previous episodes of Your Best Self Minute, as well as in the EFT tapping meditations on my website, EFT, which stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques, is one of the best self-care tools I know to quickly and effectively process emotions at both the body and mind level, or body-mind as I like to call it. You can use it on emotions as they come up, in the moment, but you can also use EFT to clear out things from your past. And certainly working with a certified EFT practitioner can help you dig even further to get to the root causes and help to clear them out. Developing, nurturing, and sustaining daily spiritual and self-care practices has always been important. However, now more than ever before, it's essential. Our brains are designed to experience love and joy, kindness and compassion, and bliss. Our brains are designed to experience deeply spiritual states of being. And when we're in these elevated states, that's often when we're most energized and creative, which can have huge benefits on our business, our relationships, and our health. But it's up to us to find ways to connect more deeply with God, source energy, the universe, whatever term you want to use. And it's up to us to find and use effective tools like EFT to process the stress in our lives. Scheduling time for daily prayer, meditation, exercise, and EFT tapping are wonderful places to start. So, what are you waiting for?
Now, if you found this video helpful, make sure you like it, share it with a friend who may need it, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. For additional resources to help you go from your stressed self to your best self, head on over to my website, drjenniferharrison.com, and join our Best Self community. It's free to join, and you'll get exclusive member-only access to powerful content. Plus, you'll receive 5 amazing bonuses. Remember, becoming your best self starts with just one step in the right direction. Thanks for watching.